said, I will only respond to the name Mandela or Mr. Mandela.
You must fight the battle for dignity.
I wanna see the world united and learn to live as one. I wanna see the world united, learn to live as one. I wanna see the world united, learn to live as one. I wanna see the world united, learn to live as one. Zala ke yando stengeli na bato bakufela bitumba. Zongisa ke yando na mituna ya bato bakufela nanzala. Zala ke yando koki na bato bakufela bitumba. Zongisa ke yando stengeli na bato bakufela nanzala. We have to bring the world together and learn to live as one. We have to bring the world together, learn to live as one. El instante lo que cuenta. Vive sonriendo hasta el final. Pero vendrán días de alegría que nadie puede creer.
We have to bring the world together and learn to live as one. We have to bring the world together, learn to live as one.
זה הזמן להגיד אנחנו לאחד. השיר הזה הוא של כולנו, נשיר אותו בכל אחד.
We have to bring the world together. We have to live as one. We have to bring the world together. We shall overcome.
سيد السلام عيد لنا السلام.
We have to bring the world together.
Finland was already doing its bit to encourage women, and especially young women, to enter politics. Its Prime Minister, Sanna Marin, is just 34 years old, and she heads a coalition of 5 parties, none of which are headed by men. But this week, it went a bit further. 16-year-old Ava Murto was made Prime Minister of the Nordic country for a day, as part of a UN-inspired Girls' Takeover programme. She used a speech at the Finnish Parliament to highlight the impact of technology on gender equality.
Girls from developing countries are in the most vulnerable position. If a family can afford technology, the boys in the family are more likely to have access to it and the internet.
I've been speaking to Ava about her experience. So, how was it?
The day was really busy and very interesting. I had some amazing meetings and conversations, for example, but I think that the best of all was to be able to bring out the reason for the whole girls' takeover, the girls' status and rights. So yeah, it was amazing.
And you concentrated on technology and its relationship with girls and around the world. Why is that of interest to you?
Well, the theme Girls in Technology is very essential for the equality and the girls' rights actually. If girls had better access to both using and developing technology, some unequal structures could be dismantled. Technology is obviously a big part of the present and an even bigger part of the future, from which girls should not be pushed outside.
And what did you learn during your day as Prime Minister?
I think I got some new information about development policy. I learned something new about media attention as well, for example.
Was that nice or not?
It was quite nice, yeah, and I was able to bring out the important thing.
And when people look at your country and see so many women in positions of power, relatively young women, for you, is that something that is inspiring, that you can look at your Prime Minister, party leaders, and say, you know, this could be me in a few years' time?
Yes, it is very inspiring, but at the same time, I don't think it should be that rare or extraordinary. It should be very normal. It should be just as normal as it is that there are old men as leaders.
Do you think the Prime Minister learnt anything from the experience?
Well, I hope she did. I hope she did, but I'm not sure, but probably she learned something about young people's opinions. At least I hope so.
Do you think it's useful to keep people in power very aware of what the younger generation is thinking about and what its priorities are?
Yes, I think it is very important because, after all, they're making decisions that are going to impact our future.
It does feel at the moment, as an older person, that young people's voices are being heard a bit more. Certainly when we look at the environmental movement, for example, around the world, it's being very driven by young people. Does it feel like an exciting time at the moment?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think there are many opportunities to get my voice heard, but of course that is in Finland, but it's not like that in many other countries.
And has your experience made you want to go into politics?
Yes, actually, even before this experience, I was very interested in politics, and now I'm even more interested in politics. And I have strong opinions, and I really want my voice to be heard.
The former Prime Minister of Finland, and who knows, perhaps a future one as well, 16-year-old Ava Musto.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school, outside of the ocean. Yet, it will come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You've stolen my dreams, my childhood, with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction. All you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
We must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this
It's
is
time
true.
to
We will
stand
rise from the
up
sun-baked south. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover. And
to
every
a new
nook of
world
our
that is
nation,
now
every corner called our
so
country, our people diverse and beautiful will
the
emerge
bottom
battered
to
and
the
beautiful. When
top.
day comes, we step out of the shade of flame and
To
unafraid
the
to lead on
leaders of the
balloons
land.
as we free it. For there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Every one of us must lend a
Now, do you remember what you were doing when you were 15 years old? Well, while you're thinking about it, let me tell you about 15-year-old Gitanjali Rao, who has already done the following: created devices to tackle contaminated drinking water, cyberbullying and opioid addiction, which is why she's been named Time magazine's first ever Kid of the Year. My colleague Claire McDonald has been speaking to her. So how old was she when she decided to make the world a better place?
I can never really say there was one aha moment when everything came together, but instead it was like a series of wanting to learn more and grow more. But my initial love of science and technology actually was developed when I was 4 and my uncle got me a chemistry kit.
That's pretty young, isn't it? And it developed into what? Because I understand it was water contamination, something in the news, the awful story about drinking water in Flint, Michigan being contaminated with lead, which really made you think, I could do something about this.
That's one of my biggest and well-known devices, but also one that I've been working on for the longest is called Tethys, which helps to detect lead in drinking water faster and more inexpensive than the current techniques that are already in the market. So yes, I heard about the water crisis in Flint, Michigan, and it was just so appalling to me to see how many kids my age were basically drinking a poison every day, and I wanted to come up with a way to solve it.
And it's very unusual for a child so young to present their parents with this kind of curiosity. I'm reading that when you were 10, you told your parents you wanted to research carbon nanotube sensor technology at the Denver Water Quality Research Lab. What did your mom say to that?
It was a lot of mixed reactions from everyone in the family. Obviously, some of them didn't know what I was talking about. Some of them thought I'd gone crazy, but it was something that I wanted to do, so I stayed persistent, and eventually, here I am.
And it's not just that, is it? You've got this device that diagnoses prescription opioid addiction at an early stage, an app called Kindly that uses AI to help prevent cyber bullying. What draws you to your subjects when you look at these areas and think, I could go into that area and fix it? What piques your interest?
I'm quite literally inspired by anything and everything that life throws my way, whether that's some sort of news network that I'm watching, or a video show that I'm listening to, or a magazine that I'm reading. If I'm able to find a personal connection with something, or if I want to find a way to solve it, as soon as I hear about something, I realize that if no one else is going to do it,
she comes around. Just about 5'4", from her head to the ground. You know, she comes around here just about midnight. She make her feel so good, Lord. She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa. R. I. G. L. Y. Oh, yeah. G. L. Y. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna shine all night. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna shine every day. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Somebody save me. Yeah. Promised myself after the first romance I wouldn't give you a second chance. You said you see, you're sure to find. But the closer I get to you, baby, you drive me stone out of my mind. Save me, oh yeah. Save me, yeah, yeah. Those who love always give the most. We're crying together from coast to coast. Love leaves us cold and hurt inside. These tears of ours unjustified, begging you to save me. Yeah, I need somebody to save me. Yeah,
This is called Instant Groove. Now, like I said, everybody's got a thing. We're gonna let our bass player do his thing right now. Come on, Jerry. Go on and get down. That's it right there. Work your show.
It's time to dip, dive, dip. You might break your hip to the sound that's legit. I come to make a hit. I usually bust scratches for my brother CL Smooth, but I decided to get wrecked on this groove. As I provide your slide, you're going on a ride. I know the weather's nice, there's no need to play the outside. Guess who's on the flyer? The man of your desire. Pete Rock and CL Smooth, all the honey dips admire. Beats are rough and rugged, Pete Rock is the creator. Now I'm busting raps as well as switching cross faders, making sure my sound hits from here to Grenada. Honey gave me skins, man, I told her friends I ate her. But wait, I'll save the subject for later, but it's time to get wrecked with the creator.
that I will only respond to the name Mandela or Mr. Mandela.
You must fight the battle for dignity.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering, people are dying, entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?